We have here the 2025 Scott Foil RC Pro in all of its glory in a size small, weighing in at 16 pounds, 3 ounces, and in kilos, 7.34 kilos. Stay tuned to after video here, free buy sound test on these Scott Synchros Capital 1.0 wheels right here, and a DT Swiss 240 hub. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have one of the best valued aero bikes out on the market here today. This is the Scott Foil RC Pro, and it retails for $9,000, and it comes with a full electronic Dura-Ace Di2 group set, carbon fiber 60mm depth wheels, and also a full carbon fiber integrated aero cockpit. This is in the realm of, I want to say, Canyon prices, and I think it's one of the best looking aero bikes out here on the market. It's definitely one of the last true aero bikes on the market as well, but this is a gorgeous color. It's a matte black kind of team color with a light baby blue RC fixtures on here with these kind of graphics and decals. It looks very, very clean. In today's video, we'll go over all the specs on here, talk about what features come stock with this bike. Again, like I said, it's a size 52 and it weighed right at 16 pounds as well, which is really impressive for a 60mm depth wheel. Yeah, we'll show you guys all the features, but definitely, like I said, in terms of value, now you guys are gonna say $9,000 for a bike, it's crazy. But if you look at any other big brand name bicycle out there on the market, for a full electronic Dura-Ace group set, you're only going to see that for direct to consumer prices. And definitely these Scott bikes, I would say, is competing with Canyon for sure. And not only that, you're getting dealer support, you're getting a warranty as well with them, and you can literally walk into a dealer to get help from them as well. So gorgeous looking bike as well by Scott. So that's just my take on it. It's my personal opinion that I think the Scott Foil is one of the last true beautiful looking aero bikes out there on the market. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So starting off with the cockpit on here. Scott has their own brand called Synchros, similar to Specialized has Revolve, Trek has Bontrager. Synchros is their own brand as well. This comes equipped with the Creston IC SL Aero Bar. This is their own one-piece bar and stem combination. On this size 52, this is a 40 by 90, I believe, on the cockpit for the handlebar. The cables are ran through the bar, through the stem, down where they have the breakaway spacers, down into the head tube area, and then down into the fork as well, where you can definitely go ahead and lower the stem if needed to for the consumers. It also has room for an out front mount right here, which you can attach to put out your Garmin, your Wahoo, your Hammerhead, whatever you wanted to on here, you have the ability to do so. Very nice to see this combination. Always, the people always ask, if you did want to go ahead and change up the stem length or bar length on there as well, you will have to go ahead and put that on extra. It's usually out of pocket. Or if you're working with a dealer, like a store, say, they might go ahead and swap out the deal for free to go ahead and take this one back as a credit. But again, it's not a bad starting point for a handlebar and stem. And it's a really clean looking cockpit. I like this kind of look. I like the width, the girth on here. I like the width and the girth on the aero bikes. I think they look very flush for the top tube. It's a great continuation for the stem to the top tube on there. I think they did a really good job. For the handlebar tape on here, they have, again, their own Synchros kind of nice padded tape, and it has some nice grip to it as well. Probably need some gloves if you're gonna be riding with some sweaty hands in the rain, because this feels a little bit slippery after a while, but not too bad. Now to the group set, it comes with the Shimano Dura-Ace 12-speed group set, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front. It makes it a full 24-speed group set, and Shimano is known for being a semi-wireless group set. So the rear derailleur and the front derailleur are plugged in with a Di2 cable that run into the battery, and then the shifters right here are gonna be wireless, and they connect wireless to the rear derailleur as well. Going down to the front fork, you have these massive aerofoils here. It really shows off the aerodynamics of the bike. You have these nice blades in the front here. You have the little Scott logo, which looks really clean. You have the massive head tube area as well, which definitely utilizes the UCI 3-to-1 rule, and that's where you're gonna get that nice aerodynamic benefit on the bikes. Take what you want, whatever the grain of salt is that you guys wanna take from these videos. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a bike guy, just like there's car guys, just like there's gear guys. I like seeing new gear. So not saying that you have to buy this bike, but aesthetically I think it looks nice. The deep aero, I like, it looks nice. I know there's other bikes out there that they do independent testing that maybe perform better than this bike, but you gotta enjoy what you ride. You gotta like what you ride. And I honestly think that's a really good looking bike. Scott logo on the front. And then on here, I believe this bicycle can fit up to a 700 by 32C tire on here for the clearance. That's what it's going ahead and estimated and rated at. And for the wheels on here, these are new for this year. These are the Synchros Capital 1.0 Aero. So these are the 1.0 S Aeros. They have bladed spokes. They have a DT Swiss 240 hub on there as well included on here. And the rims are a little bit different on this wheel set. This wheel set is a hookless wheel set, so keep that in mind. It's not my favorite, obviously. We all know this, but Scott Synchro seems to go all in on hookless like other companies like Zip and Envy. They're both 60 millimeters, so 60 front and 60 rear. But this one, the internal width on the front is 23 millimeters, whereas the internal width on the rear is 25 millimeters. I guess for added comfort in the back, and they wanted a slimmer profile in the front for better aerodynamics, I'm guessing. But yeah, it's weird how they do that kind of configuration. For the tires, they go ahead and put on a Schwalbe Pro 1 Aero. So this is an Aero dedicated front tire, and it's even labeled for the front. You guys can see here, TLE front. So this one is dedicated for the front on here. I believe this tire is a 700 by, I want to say a 30C tire that they come stock with, because of the fact to go ahead and fit the 25's internal rim width on there. But a very nice looking wheel set to match the bike. I think they did, again, a great job in there. And with hookless, again, it's not my favorite, but companies are still putting them out there. You can only do up to a maximum PSI of about 73 PSI around there. Go ahead and check the weight charts and check your tire charts. So if you ever do buy a bicycle like Giant, Envy, Zip, Cadex that have these hookless, make sure that your tire configurations are set for the tires, the rims, and your rider weight as well. For the disc brake rotor on the front, it's a 160 millimeter rotor Dura-Ace on the front here with a Dura-Ace disc brake caliper right here as well, along with your through axle that goes into the frame. You have a beautiful Scott logo down the side of the frame, kind of these nice graphics, beautiful. And then this is again a nice beefy part of the bike. This is again taking a part of that new UCI 3-to-1 rule for the bottom bracket area. You won't see any other climbing bike with this much carbon fiber on here. This literally looks like an aero bike. It looks like a TT bike. Massive carbon fiber for aerodynamic gains, massive bottom bracket shell down there as well. They want to do the best job possible, taking up as much space as possible inside this triangle in the front to go ahead and limit this hole, because obviously a full solid carbon fiber plane here will be the most aerodynamic, but they want to go ahead and take advantage of all this aerodynamics they can right here. You have the RC Pro logo right there, and then Scott is still going to be a press fit BB86 bottom bracket that comes stock with a regular Shimano press fit BB86. Moving on over to the other side, we have the water bottle bolts right here. Boom, 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 boom. And Scott is going to be T25 for the water bottle bolts, so keep that in mind. It's not your normal 3 millimeter, it is a T25 on there. For the crank on this aero bike, you're getting a Dura-Ace crank set in a 170 millimeter crank arm configuration with a 52-36 chainring, and that 170 is going to be specific to size 52. So if you do go up to a size 56, it usually comes with a 172.5, and so on and so forth. Check the geometry charts on their website. For the front derailleur, it's going to be a Dura-Ace front derailleur. And then for the chain, it's going to be a 12-speed Dura-Ace chain or Shimano XTR chain that comes stock with it as well. Nice little chain stay protection. You can see there's a little bit of glitter in that rear chain stay, which looks pretty cool. Little chain slap right there. Going to the back, we have an 1130 cassette for Dura-Ace, because why would you need a climbing cassette on an aero bike? And then you have your Dura-Ace rear derailleur. One thing I like about Scott, which I always mention, is that if you have a Shimano bike, they give you a direct mount hanger straight from Scott, which goes ahead and matches onto that bike, which is really cool. So it makes the wheel come out a little bit easier. It makes it look a lot cleaner, and overall aesthetics, I like it much more. You can see here, you have a nice tucked away front tire in that back of that stay. You have a nice tucked away back tire in the back of these seat stays right here as well. I'll take me out the wind. And then for the same wheel as the front, it's the same wheel as the rear. Again, the Synchros Capital 1.0 S in the Aero version and the 60 millimeter with the DT Swiss 240 hubs and bladed spokes. That hub is actually new to this year to Scott. They usually put their own kind of name brand hubs in there, but I like to see the quality step it up with the DT Swiss 240. I mean, why wouldn't you? Would you rather have a house brand name, maybe take off some quality on there, or go with the DT Swiss that we all know and love and every single shop knows how to work on? Now again, you can see this tire is much beefier on the rear, and it's again because of the fact of the 25 millimeter rear internal rim width. They have a nice kind of set profile for this rim wall to tire, which is nice. And then again, the Schwalbe tire on the rear is going to be a 700 by 30C, and this is again the Schwalbe Pro 1 Aero, and this one is labeled for rear only. So if we go right here, see where it says right there, TLE rear. This is literally set because it's an aero tire. It's meant for the rear of the bicycle. You have the Synchros through axle quick release right here. This can come off and be utilized for the front if you needed to. This also comes out and you can adjust your T25s with your water ball cages. your stem pinch bolts as well, or also your saddle clamp on this side as well here too, which is nice. The rear rotor is a 160 in the rear too, which is always nice. Really rare to see that with Shimano. Usually it's 160, 140 in the rear, but this is 160, 160, which is always nice. And then for the tubes in here, they do come stock with tubes. Where's that tubeless? Huh. Is that tubeless? That might be tubeless already in there, guys. I think that might be already tubeless, who knows? But yeah, these are already set kind of nicely in there. For the seat post on here, it's gonna be Scott Synchro's own carbon fiber proprietary seat post. It's made in 3 pieces. You have the stock piece right here, the second block, and the third piece as well. This is actually going to be a little bit of a rubber dampener, but this pops right off. And then you can go ahead and put in a carbon fiber, or sorry, a rear light into here as well to go ahead and help with an integrated rear light, which looks really clean. But not only that, you get this kind of open area to allow for some compliance, because on these aero bikes with this massive seat post right here and this massive seat tube, it doesn't have the much bendy flexiness on there, so it's always good to have a little bit more comfort with a 3-piece post in there, which is always nice. You have a T25 Torx right here, which you're going to use to adjust your saddle, and then for the saddle, it's going to be a Belcara carbon fiber saddle, plastic rail, made by their own Synchro saddle on there. Very, very nice looking bike. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. This is the 2025 Scott Foil RC Pro in a size small. Retail on this thing is $9,000 and weighs right at 16 pounds. I still think this is one of the best bikes out there. This competes with the, for sure, the Canyon Aeroad. No power meter on here, but at that kind of price point, usually people want to run their own pedals. Maybe they have their own stages cranks. They kind of have an idea of what they want there. And a lot of people are not choosing Shimano power meters anyways. So just my take. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Here comes a Freehub body sound test on this DT Swiss 240 hub right here. And this Scott Synchro's Capital 1.0 S Aero wheel set. Here we go. Wait, don't listen to that. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. If you wanted a louder Freehub body sound test, you can do it with a 54 tooth ratchet inside of here. This comes stock with a 36 tooth ratchet in there as well. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the video.